What if I told you that going to church, praying every day, and even reading the Bible doesn't necessarily mean you're giving God what He actually wants? That may sound shocking, but according to the Bible, God is not impressed with empty religion. There is something far more important that He is looking for, and many people who consider themselves religious completely miss it. Throughout history, people have tried to reach God through rituals, traditions, and religious practices. Attend the service, say the prayers, follow the rules. But the Bible reveals something surprising. God never primarily wanted religion. What He has always wanted is relationship. This truth appears again and again throughout Scripture. In fact, one of the clearest moments comes when God speaks through the prophet Hosea. God says, "I desire mercy, not sacrifice, and acknowledgement of God rather than burnt offerings." In other words, God was telling His people something profound. You are doing all the religious things, but your hearts are far from me. They were offering sacrifices, they were following rituals, but they were missing the very thing God actually wanted, their hearts. And if we're honest, the same thing can happen today. Someone can attend church every week, they can know Bible verses, they can say all the right spiritual words, but deep inside, there may be no real connection with God. Religion can easily become a routine, something we perform rather than something we live. But God isn't looking for performance, He's looking for surrender. He wants your heart. Think about it this way. Imagine someone who says they love you. They send you messages every day. They talk about you to other people. But when you try to spend real time with them, they are distant and uninterested. Eventually, you would realize something. The words are there, but the relationship isn't. In the same way, God is not interested in empty gestures. He desires genuine love. Jesus addressed this very issue when He confronted the religious leaders of His time. On the outside, they looked incredibly spiritual. They followed strict rules. They fasted. They prayed publicly. They knew the Scriptures better than almost anyone. Yet Jesus gave them one of the strongest warnings recorded in the Bible. He said they honored God with their lips, but their hearts were far from Him. That statement reveals something important. God does not measure devotion by appearance. He looks at the heart.
Hey there! If this message resonates with you, hit that subscribe button. Every week we share videos designed to help you grow, think more deeply, and remain grounded in God's truth. Come be part of our family.
A person can look deeply religious on the outside and still be spiritually distant on the inside. But someone with a humble, sincere heart toward God means far more to Him than any religious performance. This is why Jesus simplified the entire law into 2 commands. Love God with all your heart and love your neighbor as yourself. Notice that both commands focus on love, not ritual, because love transforms everything. When someone truly loves God, obedience stops feeling like an obligation. It becomes a natural response. Prayer becomes conversation rather than routine. Worship becomes gratitude rather than performance. Faith becomes alive. Another powerful example appears in the story of Mary and Martha. When Jesus visited their home, Martha became busy preparing and organizing everything. She was doing good things, but Mary did something different. She simply sat at Jesus' feet and listened. Eventually, Martha became frustrated and asked Jesus to correct her sister. But Jesus responded in a surprising way. He said Mary had chosen what was better. Why? Because Martha was focused on activity. Mary was focused on relationship. This moment reveals a deep spiritual truth. God cares more about being with you than about what you do for Him. Sometimes we become so busy doing things for God that we forget to spend time with God. But the heart of faith is not activity. It is connection. And this is the invitation God extends to every person, not just to follow a religion, but to walk in relationship with Him. a relationship that includes honesty, trust, conversation, dependence, and love. Because at the end of the day, God isn't searching for perfect rituals. He's searching for surrendered hearts. So, if you ever feel like your faith has become dry, ask yourself one simple question. Am I practicing religion, or am I building a relationship with God? Because God doesn't want your religion, He wants your heart. And when your heart truly belongs to Him, everything else will begin to change.
Hey there! If this message resonates with you, hit that subscribe button. Every week we share videos designed to help you grow, think more deeply, and remain grounded in God's truth. Come be part of our family.